All right, now sometimes you will see this in a rhythm chart. In fact, you might see it in a lead sheet, but this is strictly rhythms. You see note heads and notes here, but these are not according to pitch, only rhythm. In other words, you wouldn't read this as, like it's on the B. You wouldn't read that as like B, 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 not a note. Okay, it's strictly rhythms. And just to give you a quick overview of rhythms, a lot of times you'll see these build-ups into like a chorus or a bridge or something. But if we're in 4/4 time, remember that means a quarter note, which has no flags on it. It's just a stem. A quarter note has one beat, and there's four per measure. Okay, so we would count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you're a measure counter like I am, you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's quarters. Now, if you double those up, it actually has a flag on the tail, but when you tie them together, it looks like that. We'll get to this in a second, but you notice that has two flags. All right, this just has the one. And so what this is, these are eighth notes, and it means instead of quarter, you're breaking those into twos. So instead of four quarter notes, you have eight eighth notes in these two bars. And an eighth note is, if you want to put it this way, if you're playing rhythmically, it's twice as fast as a quarter. So let's say we're playing these four measures. Of course, on a chord, you'd have your chords up here, but this is just to show you the rhythms. It'd be like bam 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 ba 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 ba, just like that. So okay, and then so that's a quarter right here, quarter notes. Then of course, basically dividing it in half, that's eighth notes with one flag. So again, now we're subdividing each eighth note into two more notes, which would make it 16th notes. So if these are on the beat, there are two of those per beat. There would be four of the 16th notes per beat. All right, so instead of that like that, they even double those up. A lot of times, you're just going to have eighth notes like that building up into a chorus or something. But every now and then you will see 16ths. So I'm just going to read these four measures together. Excuse me, three. These three measures. Like that. And of course, if you got really ridiculous, three flags would be really fast, which we won't see. Again, this is strictly a basic overview. All right, so let's say we're playing along, and then we see this. Again, if you're playing like in this time, say right here, these two bars, we're going into a chorus. Okay? And there's actually one more tutorial I'll do as far as build-ups and stuff, and I'll show you that in a second on another tutorial. Now, the only other ones I want to show you these are half notes. Okay, so in other words, there are two quarters in each one of these. So these would just count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. So if you're playing actual chords at this tempo, right here you play dun, dun, bum, bum, like that. So if you see one, and these are also, especially right here in rhythm charts, these whole notes a lot of times, and they're literally called diamonds. Like you may hear us say, all right, we'll diamond at measure 8. Excuse me. And that just basically means these are whole notes. All right, they take up the entire measure. You just hold them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. The last thing is a tie. So you see this note. I wish now I had done it to where there were four measures right here instead of breaking it up. But this tie means it connects with this next note. This is a whole note here as well. So what that means is you wouldn't hit it again at measure 11. You wouldn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like that. You actually will end up holding this 8 because it's tied together. You read it as one big long note. So you would just hit this and hold it for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that's a tie. You might, on a rare occasion, see those tied together, and if you do, you would just hit it once for 4 beats. So whenever you see something tied like that, it means you count them as one note. Or you could say you don't play the second one. You just let it ring out. So that's just a basic, really basic overview of rhythms that you might find on a rhythm chart for a rhythm section.